This video is a demonstration of the train station scene, the first gameplay scene in Sakaki, my alt game project. Now, my background is in music, and I don't have a 3D artist yet, so there are no visuals here. This is only to explain the sound, which plays an essential role in the game. And what I'm going to show you is how procedural audio can be used not only to create sound that requires very little disk space, because from a very small sound file you can create endlessly varied sound. But also it can be used to create sound that evolves and transforms together with the movements and the advancement of the player, so that every time you play the game the sound is a little different, the evolution of the sound is different, and it's very connected to what the player is doing, instead of a traditional sound track where the music is fixed and either has to be very static and loop, or you hear that it's ended and that it's started again. This is the information website for Pure Data, an open source procedural audio program that I use for my music, puredata.info. And this is the interface that I have set up for my project. And you can see here these custom modules. They each do something different: rhythm, playback, filtering, etc. And I've linked them into chains. Now each chain produces an audio output, and each chain can be turned into a plugin for Unity, which I will talk about in a moment. But first I want to demonstrate some of the sounds. Unfortunately, this visual interface is very CPU intensive, so I have to hide it for the most part. Otherwise, it will slow everything down. So these metallic sounds form the basis of the music in the train station scene, and they're produced on the basis of a very short wave file of only a few seconds, and they will continue to evolve and change, and new sounds will be added to them as the player explores the train station and advances within the scene. There are a few other sounds here. We have these. These are sounds used to guide people around the platform area of a train station, so that they can find the entrance and the elevators. We also have footsteps. Because of the continuous filtering, the footsteps become less distinct sometimes and more distinct at others. And we also have card readers. For when people enter into the platform area, they have to swipe their card. When people walk by, we have another sound. Now, once these parameters are linked to movements and other events in Unity, the values will be different. Right now I'm just approximating them with, for example, here 0 to 100. 100, the voices are loudest when people are closer to you, and at 0 they're inaudible. Now when you start to move around, these metallic sounds will transform. So this is moving towards the stairs at the other end of the passageway. And we move back to the entrance, and the sound changes back. Now there's a second type of transformation that happens with these metallic sounds, and it's a sort of distortion, a very rhythmic distortion. So you'll hear this. And it happens when you approach certain objects like the card readers or when you take the escalator, so certain electronic objects. And this distortion can be combined with the other type of transformation we showed before, or I showed before. To produce yet another variation. So now we're at the end of the passageway and we're going onto the escalator. So a moment ago I spoke of turning these vertical chains into Unity plugins, and this should be possible with the help of Enzin Audio. Enzin Audio has a project called Heavy, wherein they allow you to create a patch in Pure Data and then transform it into a Unity plugin. And as you can see, this is their website, enzinaudio.com. In their documentation, you have Heavy-specific receive objects, which receive incoming data from Unity. For example, the movement along an axis or the activation of a certain event. And that data is incorporated into the structure of the patch and can affect these changes in sound that I've demonstrated. So Heavy, or rather Enzin Audio, is a small London-based group of individuals, and I encourage you, if you're interested in procedural audio, to look into their work and ask them questions, get involved, because I think the more people show an interest in their project, the more motivated they will be to pursue it. Finally, if you are interested in my project, I am also uploading today a longer sound demonstration, just the sound with text narration that explains describes the movements through the train station scene. And if you are a 3D artist, a concept artist, or a programmer, I am still looking for collaborators, so feel free to contact me.